A journey to become a pilot. From the moment Jack could remember, he had always been mesmerized by the sight of airplanes cutting through the vast sky. Growing up near an airfield, he would spend hours watching the majestic machines rise and disappear into the clouds, dreaming that one day he too would be in the cockpit. However, the path to becoming a pilot was anything but easy. Jack came from a small town where dreams of flying seemed out of reach. His family could barely make ends meet, and affording flight school seemed like an impossible task. But Jack wasn't one to give up easily. As soon as he finished high school, he took up 2 jobs, one at a local diner and another as a janitor at the very airfield he admired growing up. His days were long, filled with washing dishes and scrubbing floors. But Jack always found time to sneak glances at the planes and chat with the pilots. They would tell him stories about their journeys, their experiences, and the challenges they faced. Jack soaked in every word, determined to learn everything he could. It wasn't until Jack met Captain Reynolds, a retired Air Force pilot, that things began to change. The old man saw the passion in Jack's eyes and offered to teach him the basics of flying. In exchange, Jack would help him maintain his vintage plane. It wasn't a deal Jack could refuse. Under Captain Reynolds' guidance, Jack learned how to navigate the skies. Every lesson brought him closer to his dream. The first time he took control of the aircraft, the feeling of freedom and exhilaration was overwhelming. The world below seemed so small, and up there, with the clouds as his companions, Jack felt unstoppable. After years of hard work, saving every penny, and logging countless hours in the sky with Captain Reynolds, Jack was finally able to enroll in a proper flight school. The journey was tough, filled with setbacks and challenges, but Jack kept pushing forward. Every time he was discouraged, he would look up at the sky and remember why he started. Years later, on the day of his first commercial flight, Jack stood at the cockpit, staring out at the runway ahead. As the engines roared to life and the plane lifted off, Jack smiled. He had made it. He was no longer the boy dreaming by the airfield. He was the pilot soaring through the skies. And as the clouds enveloped him, Jack knew this was only the beginning of his journey.